Welcome back to the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm your host, Wendy Batten. Thanks for being here today. Hope you're having a fabulous month. I hope sales have been amazing. I hope the customers are out and about and buying all the things. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about what to do to move things faster and what to do with things that are not moving and when to start moving out. Holiday clearance sales, dead stock. Let's have a few conversations around that. And a little tiny bit of that is coming from, not a little tiny bit of that, but part of this conversation is coming from some of my clients who are moving stores after the holidays. They are growing, they are expanding, amazing things are happening. So they don't want to take everything with them. So we're talking already, we're moving out products, we're bundling, we're doing all kinds of things. So today I thought I would just gather some of the tips that we are working with my clients on and share a few of them here with you so you can make sure that you are moving out your stock as well and not sitting on things that are going to not sell and not putting them in a box back in the back room because we don't want to box up money. Okay, let's get to it. Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. Okay, a few of the things that we are really honing in on with our clients lately and is really paying attention to our inventory levels. I mean, we're always paying attention to that, but it's a topic of conversation that is super important right now on making sure we are not carrying too much stock. Watching the levels of our stock is super important and staying on top of it. So what happens when we have a shop full of things and we want to start moving out certain categories? And as I mentioned at the top of the show, I have a couple of clients who are moving shops after Christmas. So one is building a new shop and one is moving shop. And I have another client who is building a second store, opening a second store. So this is a great time. And even for you listening, even if you're not moving, even if you just like the refresh after holidays, it's a really wonderful time to change lines, to get rid of product lines that are not working for you, or you want to make a shift. It's a great time to get rid of product lines that are mistakes. We all know that, right? We all buy bad. We all have bad buys. It's just part of retail. Get used to it. Stop hanging on to dead stock. Stop hanging on to the dream, the hope that someday they will come and buy it. So I really want to encourage you to start really paying attention to what it is you want to move. So a really good clearance sale, a clearance plan does take projections and planning in the first place. So we want to make sure things are priced so we can mark them down. We want to make sure we have a schedule of promotions and when we want to move products. And for the sake of ease, I just want to remind you of a few ways. So you'll have to figure out when you want to move products out and you'll know your clients. We can't be selling holiday decor like the week before Christmas. Like that's the kind of thing I mean. Like we have to really make sure we're timing products at the right time. And if you do an annual holiday clearance sale, some people do those before Christmas. Some people do them that week between Christmas and New Year's. Some people wait till January. So you know your calendar, you know your plan. But I wanted to sort of talk about moving things before that happens, like before your actual annual clearance sale. And a few ways that we can move sort of slower moving items, if you will, or items that we know we're going to really want to make sure all our ornaments are gone by such and such a date. We really want to make sure that all our Christmassy stuff or whatever is gone by such and such a date. So we love to set dates for those promotions, and that's where we start. But we also, I just wanted to give you some tips. I guess that's where I'm headed with this. I wanted to give you some tips on ways to move product now. and on that calendar schedule for yourself. So a couple of really simple ways, and this is just really simple things that you can do and put on your promotional calendar now. Things like bundling up slow moving items. I don't understand why this isn't a more common thing. We should be doing this all the time. So create a themed bundle or a gift set with dead stock or slow moving stocks. It doesn't always have to be dead stock. Mix some of that clearance sale things, the things that you want to move out, with more of the popular items. So bundle those up, put a price on it, and you'll actually make more than you probably would have if you discounted that product. This gives really perceived added value, like it makes your items seem more appealing. So that's bundling up with popular items with less popular items. I also love to see last chance sections if you really want a clearance sale. So this is what one of my clients is doing who is moving. We're creating like a last chance section, and it's kind of exciting for clients to come in. So you have a dedicated, well-marked area in your store. Another client has last chance lane, I think, or last look lane, I think is what one of my clients has. And people love that. Customers love that. So again, this is not something we are featuring or highlighting. It's just an area of your shop. It's a great area. And, keep letting customers know that's there. They're not just coming in to buy they're not coming in to buy discounts right now. They're coming in now to buy because they're in a spending mood. They're not just buying gifts. I love to remind people of that. They're not just buying gifts right now. They're just buying. People are in a buying mood, so they are buying things. So the last chance lane or the last look lane or the last section, clearance just sounds cold for most of my clients, just like clearance room. It just kind of sounds not as much fun as like last chance or something along that lines. But of course, stay relevant to your brand. We always want to stay relevant to our brand. Another way of moving products out through this holiday season right now is doing a flash sale event. Time limit, today only. Go live. You could send out an email, go live, create urgency. You want to promote it not necessarily as a clearance sale, but we're like, we only have, today's featured product. I love, Friday feature or daily feature or 12 days of bonus savings or 12 days of, holiday fun, whatever you want to call it, and feature products every day. So we only have 4 of these left, come in today, we only have, or shop online or whatever, however you're promoting your products. You got to get in. We only have 4 of these beautiful doodads left. This is a common way, but we kind of forget to do this. It works really, really well. Customers get excited, and ideally with a flash sale or a featured sale like this, you do the same sale at the same time, like watch at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we will be here live and we will show our featured item. So it can be one item, it can be a category, it can be a bunch of items, that depending on what you're doing. This works really, really well. This is just a little bit of time on your part as far as setting up, turning on your camera, going live, or sending out that email. Generally, we love to send out the email before we do the live. Like we send out the email and say, watch at 9 or whatever you're going to do. Love doing that. It gets customers who are on your email list excited, and it gets people who are not on your email list a reason to be on your email list because they get to find out first, right? So you tell them on the email list. Lots of strategy can come into play around that. Understanding your customers, knowing what you need to move, not just doing it on the fly, but understanding that customers are really paying attention and they're showing up every Monday morning or whatever it is, whatever you decide to do for a flash or a featured sale event. So that can be really fun. I see this done a lot this time of the year in a 12 days of savings or 12 days of holiday or whatever countdown. Works really well. The other thing we can do is to move out product is offer exclusive discounts to your loyalty members or your email members. So early access to clearance items, early access to featured products, get that encourages them to become a member of either your loyalty program and or your email list. And if you listen to this podcast, this little thing in your ear is going to tell you that you need to be growing your email list. This is the time of the year to be growing your email list. So if you offer exclusive discounts to your members, your loyalty members, or your email list, this time of the year is a great time of the year to do that. So thinking about what you can offer, and again, it can be the same format as you did with the flash sale or the featured sale. Limited things. We only have 4, we only have 2, we only have, 5 of these. Or it can also be bundling up things. So we could do a sale, I'll get to this as the next one, but any of these sales you could share just with your loyalty members, any of these things that we're talking about. So the other thing is a gift with purchase. This is a great way to move dead stock and have a value add. So you're not necessarily making money from the dead stock. And I'm calling dead stock things that you just aren't moving or that you're just sitting on. So we can do a gift with purchase. So if you spend $100 or whatever, you get a value add gift. The value add gift can be something that was a dead stock. Wrap it up, make it look pretty. We don't want it to be, use your brand's discretion. Make sure you stay aligned with your brand, but an ornament or things that's just not, maybe you've been holding on to for a long time. It's a gift with purchase, and it's really cool if you can wrap it up. That works really, really well. So, spend so much or spend anything. I mean, different retailers are doing this promotion differently, but could spend $100, which is above your threshold, maybe of your average order or whatever the number is, and get a gift. And they get to pick the gift, one of the wrap gifts out of the little basket. It's a really popular way, and it feels good, right? So that is more not making money from your dead stock, but man, does it ever make people feel good, right? So thinking about that, it also, if there's a threshold of amount, it will help increase your average transaction value, your average order value. And that's something that we always want to be working on. If you've been listening to the podcast, the last couple of podcasts, we've been talking about the 3 levers that you need to move in order to really see profits this season, right? And one of them is the average order value. So another quick way, I have a list of them here, and I was like, how many am I going to share in the podcast? But let's just share a few more. Understanding live sales. So doing live sales in your store, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a live sale. Like you don't have to have, set up like with comment sold or any of those things. However, if you go live and you show things in your shop and have a little mini sale, try it, give it a go. It's really helpful to your customers. I know you guys are busy. I'm talking to your clients now, your customers now. So turn on your camera, say, I know you're busy and maybe you don't have time to get in the shop. We wanted to give you a look around. Tonight, we're going to show you 5 things that are great for whatever, hard to shop for, babies, adults, whatever, the men folk, whatever. Here's some beautiful journals and pens that just came in. You may not have seen them because, you haven't been in a while, but look at these gorgeous journals. This one is, whatever. You're just going to start promoting them. If you'd like this now, comment below or reach, call us, whatever you need to do. Does not have to be complicated. This is the season. This is the season to make things easier for your people. This is the season to not overcomplicate it for them or for you. This is the season and the reason that we are in business. So what do you need to do? What do you need to do to get them excited about your products and to know that your products are there? And how can you make it easier for them? So this might not be so much this could be for dead stock or slow moving stock or stock that's not moving that should be, which can be a really big problem, right? We all have products in our store and we just don't understand why they're not moving. And sometimes they don't know, people don't know it exists. They don't see it in the mix of product mix. It's new to us maybe, and our regulars don't know it exists. A live sale is a phenomenal way to introduce that to people and to let people know that it exists and here it is, and do you want to buy it? So again, not necessarily a clearance sale thing, but a way to move product is by showing and telling them that it exists and giving them an opportunity to buy it. So that's a few things. A couple of other really good, Wendy's trying to think of a word better than good, things that work well, promotions that work well, buy one, get one free. You could also have a progressive progressive discount structure set up. So offered tier discount systems. So buy one at 30% off, buy two at 40% off. This is, again, something that's working really well, really good, as Wendy's saying now. This works really well with discounted products. Customers also get wrapped up in that a little bit. Keep in mind, when you're doing sales, when you're doing clearance sales, especially, not necessarily sales. If you've been around for a while, you know I'm not a fan of sales. This is for product that you need to move or you're going to move. And we've got a schedule and we've got a plan in place and a strategy around why we're moving it. We're not just throwing up these random sales. This is not what this is about. But if you have stock that you know you're going to have to clear out, it didn't sell, didn't move, it's part of your clearance plan now, this 30% off is a number that gets people's attention. So 30% off gets people's attention, of course. So buy one at 30% off, buy two at 40% off. That kind of thing does get people's attention. 10, 15, 20% don't always move. They're not exciting to people. It's just a fact of life. It's what happens. The other thing, when you're marking and you're doing clearance sales, and we've done other podcasts, we'll link here in the show notes, but when you're doing a clearance sale, the other thing to remember is keeping in mind customers love numbers versus percentages. So if you can say 3 for $5 or 2 for $20 and, that type of thing, or $7 off or $10 off or $40 off versus percentage off, that works really well as well too. People don't like to do math in their head. That's what it boils down to. People are fairly adaptable and more excited about numbers. Okay, also mystery bags are working really, really well. If you've listened to our podcast about mystery bags, a lot of our Inner Circle or retailers, Inner Circle members, and a lot of my mastermind members have a system now set in place for mystery bags. So we did a whole podcast on that, so I won't bore you with all of that, but that's working really well. The books, Blind Date with a Book works really well if you're a bookseller and you're trying to move books out. Those kinds of things work really well. They're kind of cool during the holiday season as well too, because they're kind of fun, like stocking stuffer ideas, right? So you can create different types of stocking stuffers and that kind of thing. There's a couple of other things that are working really well for clients, and this isn't so much on the clearance sale, but it is about moving product. It is encouraging your customers to buy online. So if you have an online store, if you do the buy online and then pick up in the store, that's also a really great way. If you have a link, you can just share the products. So any of these featured items that we're doing, share the products and then let them know that they can pick it up. And then, it does encourage more sales in store. So I kind of wanted to just throw that in. And then of course, we want to close out our holiday season with an annual. I love a biannual. I love twice a year clearance sales. That's what I encourage my clients to do, summer and winter or after holidays. So you can wrap up with a really beautiful final blowout sale. Everything must go. I am not going to ever tell you to put stock back into your storage room. I am a big believer that we move it out, make money on it. We do not want to pack up money. We always talk about our clearance sales items. If we're putting things in a back room, we're basically boxing up money and putting that in the back room. So let's not do that. Let's end the season and clear it all out. So setting the tone for your clients and understanding when's the right time to do that for you and for your clients. Like, when is the best time? Again, pre-Christmas. Sometimes I have a lot of clients who do it the last week of, the week before Christmas. That's when they blow out. I have clients who do it the week between Christmas and New Year's, although that can be really fruitful. Like being open that week can be, people are in a spending mood usually. And again, you have to know your business and know your brand, know your customers. And then of course, the first week or as soon as you open back up is another time to have it as well. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope you are moving lots of stock and that you don't need sales, but we all love to create that excitement. We all make either bad buys or overbuys or just, it's just impossible to be perfect, right? I mean, it's just impossible. We almost always have a product to move out. So if you have extra inventory and you're finding yourself in a position where you need to move out products, we want to make sure that we move it and clear it out and use one of these techniques as you build up and add those and sprinkle these promotions into your promotions. We only have a few weeks left before the holidays are over, which is crazy. So I want to really encourage you to make sure you're moving that holiday and you're not just hoping it sells. Make it sell, like force it to sell, introduce it to your clients and get them excited about it as well too. So thanks for listening. If you need more help with sales and marketing with your retail business, please remember you're most welcome inside our Retailers Inner Circle program. We talk a lot about sales and marketing. We have the monthly dashboard. We did a podcast on that recently explaining how that works. We are encouraging and on a mission to help you as a business owner understand how to make money and keep money inside your retail business, because this is what we're all about, right? So have a wonderful, wonderful week, my friend. We'll see you here, same time, same place next week. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. See you soon. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you were here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.